lives.
Hello people, how are you this day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever the time you're watching me. This is Gracefully Broken, an online series that will feature different individuals from different walks of life. On this show, we'll be showcasing those people who were once broken, but right now through the redemptive love of God, they're now back to where God wants them to be. And so today, I would love to begin with my whole story. And I titled it The Genesis. And so on this show today, I have with me a beautiful young lady, beautiful, holy, swagalicious lady called Oluwabukunmi Adeoye. She's going to be the one that will interview me on this show today. Hi baby, how are you?
I'm well, I am gracefully broken.
So I'm gracefully broken as well. Alright, you're welcome to this show. I'm actually trying to get cold feet and all that, but I will not. You know, I'm trying to be bold as a lion. Alright, today I'm unashamed, I am bold. I am out to share my story with those people who are watching us. We have teenagers, we have youth, parents. They can learn from our stories. I love a popular quote from C.S. Lewis. He said we cannot go back to our beginning, but we can actually start from where we are and then what? Work on our ending.
Yes.
I know that I may not be able to go back to where I started from, but I've made up my mind to finish strong. I don't know how many people are watching me this morning or this afternoon or evening. I know you are determined to finish strong. So
Yes.
today, shoot, I'm here, I'm listening.
It's amazing that I'm sitting with you right now. I know a lot of people know Pastor Atinuke, but many might not know how you began.
Okay.
Understand? Many can see the product that is glistering, that is beautiful, that is empowered right now, but more want to know how you started. So like the title of this episode is The Genesis. How did it start?
Wow, the journey into what can I call into street life actually started when I was 10 years old. Even before before I clocked 10 years actually. Let me just mention a particular incident. I went on holiday. That time my father and mother were living together again. So I went on holiday and then there I was defiled by my father. And so that thing, the pain was inside of me. I had no one to talk to. I didn't want to break my mother's heart. So I lived with that guilt. I know there is this thing, you cannot talk to anybody. It's still happening.
Yeah.
You see so many teenagers, so many youths there. They're unable to tell their parents what they are passing through. And I lived with that pain for so many years. And so I wanted love. My father wasn't there. He wasn't there for all of us. No, he wasn't there for my sisters as well. And so my mom too was trying her best to make ends meet, to make sure we are okay. And so I was lost. I was lost. There was no one to confide in. And I was desperately looking for love. I was desperately looking for affection. I was desperately looking for validation.
Wow.
And so I believed that time that I could get my validation from sleeping with men, sleeping with different men. I wasn't really concerned about the money anyway. I thought I would be able to get love from going to nightclubs, being on drugs. And so I met my first boyfriend. He was an elderly man. He was older than us, and he was almost like I think he should be like almost 60 that time. And so he introduced me to drugs. He started with Indian M for me. You know, that time he would tell me that before we get down, that I should take something that will, give me the confidence and all that. So I started with that. So I became a very, should I use the word, unruly girl. At home, I no longer listened to my mother. There was a particular time I actually drew out gun. I told her that I will kill her. I joined the Jezebels in an institution that time because I wanted power. I wanted love. I was also dealing with inferiority complex. That's another thing. I had inferiority complex because that time I used to stammer.
Alright.
Yes, I was a stammerer. But all along, I've always been a brilliant lady. I'm still a brilliant woman. All along, I've always been a brilliant, intelligent lady. But I wanted more. I somebody I could call father. And you know, I see all my colleagues, their father bringing them to school. I yearned for that love. And so the journey to having Aristo started. And I started having this elderly men, some would beat me up. And then I said I wanted more. And then I started coming to Ibadan from school every Friday night to club and also to strip, you know, dance, you know, on the pole and all that for a very small amount of money. And then I started graduating from one level to another, from one level to another. So I got lost. I can say that's a genesis.
Oh.
That was where it started from.
That is wonderful. So, after so long, just getting so deep, how did God draw you out?
Oh, I cannot say I had the experience of Apostle Paul. This experience, that one was sudden. It was actually gradually. I remember there was a particular time. This Tom, Teenagers Outreach Ministries, I will never forget them. A particular man came that time, his name is Barrister Onifade. He came that time, that should be when the seed got sown.
Oh.
He preached Jesus. And so many times, even while I was in the world, maybe I went to a party and I got stuck and we still called on the name Jesus.
Oh.
I know then that there was one man called Jesus. And that I can always call on that Jesus to save me. But I didn't have someone to reach out to me and then disciple me and lead me to the Jesus. Do you understand? No one. I remember the particular time I went to a church the first time because I grew up in the Cherubim and Seraphim home. But we rarely go to church anyway that time. We rarely attend church that time anyway. And so the particular church now started beside our house and I started attending. And then I loved singing, I still love singing. And then I joined the choir of the church. So when I joined the choir of the church, I loved singing and then something happened again. The choir director started sleeping with me.
Wow.
What? The choir director started sleeping with me and I didn't want to leave. Because it was giving me the love I wanted. It was giving me the attention I wanted. So I was there. So I remember there was a particular time I sang this song. He's still working on me to make me what I ought to be. I was the one that led the solo. And I was leading the solo in the church that time and I was crying. People thought, the spirit. But it wasn't actually the spirit. That time I was crying for help. I wanted someone to just come and just reach out to me to help me. Because so he's still working on me to make me what I ought to be, you know, and I was singing from my heart. I wish somebody would just say, come girl, come. But after that church service, and everybody left for their different homes, he still slept with me in the church. But I couldn't stop it and I couldn't tell anyone. And so there was a time I made up my mind I would never attend church again. A member of our church that time wanted to get married. And so we told the choir to come and to the venue and all that. My mother couldn't afford the black and white, the usual choir, whatever. So they asked us to put on white and black that day. I didn't have the white shirt. So I trekked all the way. I don't really want to mention the area right now, please. And I trekked all the way from our house, down to the church. When I get to the church, they asked me to go to the venue of the reception. To the hotel, they asked me to leave the reception where the choir was because I wasn't dressed properly, you know. So I went outside and I sat beside the swimming pool. And there, I saw them passing with food. Nobody gave me food. And I came to that reception hungry.
All the way.
All the way. I was just like 14 or 15 years old. And it was a Saturday. And that time the strippers just finished their normal Friday stroke Saturday. And I remember that one of the strippers' kids came outside and saw me sitting down and looking so dejected. And she offered a bar of chocolates. And that was how I entered into stripping world. She gave me chocolates, and then she said something that you're so beautiful. Nobody ever told me that. So she said, you are so beautiful. I said,
Validation.
Validation, thank you. She told me I was beautiful, that you can always come back, and I became her friend. So when I started sneaking down to that hotel to meet up with Auntie Kate, and so she became a mentor. And there I made up my mind never to go back to church. And so for so many years, I was outside there on the street, committing abortions, carrying guns for cultists, partying hard on drugs. There was no one, but my mother never gave up on me. She was always praying. Though she didn't know Jesus, she didn't actually know the right way to go. Sorry, I don't want to get emotional here. But there was a particular time I saw her praying. She was in the room and she was mentioning my name. Atinuke, they told me you will be a glorious child and I will not give up on you. Your father left us because I gave birth to 3 female children. That was the reason he left. Anyway, because she didn't have a male child. But to God be the glory, the 3 of us are doing well, exceptionally well right now. And then this is a kind of counsel to any parent watching us right now. It's not about the sex of a child.
No, not at all.
God created both male and female. He left us because my mom, we're just girls according to him. And so we're left alone with my mother. And single-handedly, she brought the 3 of us, or the 3 of us. Nobody, no husband, nobody. She sold most of her things. So I'm using this particular time to say, hello, mommy. Deaconess, she's not a deaconess. I love you. Thank you for the sacrifices. Thank you for the love. Thank you for not giving up on me. I gave her a tough my 2 other sisters never gave her tough time. They were gentle. But me and I gave her tough time, but she never gave up on me. She would always call me and she would tell me, Atinuke, they told me you'd be a great prophetess. They told me while you were still in my womb that you'd be a great evangelist. And I know my God will do it. Here I am today. And so, the seed. I knew there was Jesus. I knew a man called Jesus, but I didn't have access to him. And so the turning point was when I wanted to get admission to AbleTv.
Okay.
What happened that time? I went for admission runs. I went to AbleTv and then I met a lawyer, the law department, and then he took me to his house. And then he opened the wardrobe and said I should look at the wig there. I looked at the wig. I said, do you want that? I said, yes. I said, I want it, sir. And he said, okay, if you want that, I'll give you. And then you're going to get to sleep with me. And I had no choice. He was an old man, smelling dirty. So the man slept with me that day, and I was crying while he was sleeping with me. I was crying because the memory of how my father defiled me when I was 10 years old came back while he was sleeping with me, and I hated him. And so that particular time I just took a broken bottle and I broke it on his head and I ran out of my room. So I was scared that I had killed someone, and then I met someone, her name is Damilola Oshosoya. I've been trying to get in touch with her. I don't know where she is right now. Probably she may see this. Thank you, Damilola. And then Damilola was in that school that time. She called me and then she hugged me like a sister and told me that Jesus loves me. And I told her that if indeed Jesus loves me, because I went to AbleTv because I was sent out of Osu while I was in Obajo University. So I went to AbleTv to seek for another admission, and then she held me close to her, and then she wept with me, and then she told me that Jesus loves me. I said, I know that if he loves me, why am I going through this kind of problems? And it started like that. So I was desperate to know who the Jesus is. And then fast forward, I met my husband, and we met at we've seen before. I don't want to talk about him because he's still coming on this show. He actually brought me to Christ. Yes, we were friends right away when we were in secondary school. We lost contact, we came back together. We used to see ourselves. I don't want to go into that story now.
So, you know, it's
and let me just keep your appetite, you know, right, you know. And then he brought me to Christ, and then I can say my husband discipled me. He discipled me. He showed me love, and we didn't know we'd get married. You know, but it was my friend. It was my best friend, and it started from there. And so I was so eager to get close to the man called Jesus, how he can also change my life, and he changed my life.
That is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Now I know that you have become so bold about your testimony, and you go everywhere talking about it. But I know that there will be criticisms and people looking down on you and saying, how can she even call herself a pastor?
So many!
You know? How have you dealt with it?
I'm still dealing with it.
Wow.
Bukumi, I'm still dealing with it. You know, sometimes I'm still dealing with it. You know, people will judge you. We look at your past and judge you. But somebody told me something one time, and he said, you know when Jesus Christ was born, somebody gave birth to Jesus, Mary.
Yes.
Very holy woman. The first hands that picked up Jesus were holy hands. And then when Jesus died and then he resurrected, the first person that saw and touched Jesus was what? Was who? Mary. The same Mary, the same name. Yeah. But this one a prostitute. The first Mary is love. The second Mary talks about grace.
Thank you.
And if you notice something about our Lord, he loves dealing with broken verses.
So how is he the doctor if he doesn't have to heal you?
Oh, he deals with broken. That's why I say broken crayons can still color.
Yes.
He specializes in taking broken things, broken people, and making good things out of them. That's my story. Like I said before, one of my favorite scriptures is 2 Corinthians 1:4 that talks about God comforting us in our troubles so that we can comfort others with the same comfort he has used to what? Comfort us. So there is no way that will not be criticized. I have always been criticized. Even to today, somebody will ask, we should born again, Sha. And sure, we all born again. You know that kind of a thing. So people will still use your past against you. But I live for an audience of one.
Thank you, Jesus.
I live for an audience of one. As long as I am doing what the Master asked me to do, and I'm fulfilled in what I am doing. I remember 5 years ago, the Lord actually told me, go and get the girls. I didn't understand until last year when the Lord actually told me, and this is what we are doing right now, that you go after this category of people who are dealing with life-controlling issues. I have comforted you. So you go out and comfort others. You know one thing about God, whenever He gives you a gift, whenever he comforts you, he may comfort you with healing you, maybe physically, maybe healing you emotionally, psychologically, or whatever. You are not supposed to hold on to that gift. You are supposed to do what?
Give it out.
And so that's what I'm doing. So I actually care less about what other people may say about me. I don't care. I live an audience of one. As long as I'm fulfilling purpose, I tell people my purpose is to reach out to the broken. And then I will lead them to the healing hands of Jesus. Because He alone can actually heal. So I've been dealing with that. Maybe because I've always been an extrovert. I've always been a bold girl. You know, so I don't really have issues. I'm unashamed. I no longer live at that address. I no longer live at that address. Grace has found me. I call myself a trophy of God's grace. So I can actually come out right now and talk about my story. I didn't add my stories from my husband. So many people will still come on this show and they will tell you, Atinuke, that kind of a thing. But to God be the glory. So I'm actually proud of the woman I have become and the woman I am still becoming.
That is absolutely wonderful. I know we could go on and on and on, but I know we have to go on a short break. We need to go on a short break, and I know that you don't have us to, but we need to breathe. So breathe with us. We'll be back shortly.
Got to pay all your Atinuke from Able Television right here in the city of Ibadan. And this is the program In the Hood. So we are right here to ask people some certain questions. And the question goes thus. For instance, Alhaji Yusuf is your friend. He kept 50 million naira with you.
Láti ń kàn sí ní takalẹ̀ sí agbègbè Olúyọ̀lé nílùú Ìbàdàn. Orúkọ tèmi ni Fèyíṣètàn Hamzat. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tá a pè ní ọ̀rọ̀ àmọ̀ràn. Kí ni ohun tí a fẹ́ fi bára wa dámọ̀ràn lórí ètò náà ni mo pè ní ètò ìdìbò tọdún 2019.
Something different on health tips. We're going to be telling you how you could manage your stress. A lot of people do complain about everyday activities and going through stress, and we'll be talking about how to ease the stress. So I will be giving you 5 tips on how to manage your stress. Number 1 tips on managing your stress. One thing. A beautiful day to you and welcome you to Pablo Marina on Able Television. My guest on the show for today is Kensley Adeoye.
Hello viewers, welcome to the program. This is Able Television. Welcome to Etiquette Academy. My name is Isioma Ofunyade. Today, we shall be taking a look at what etiquette is all about. Etiquette is rules of conduct.